So I had somebody ask me about balance ligamentous tension. There's actually a couple ways to go about doing it. One way that my preceptor showed me is not the way that I learned in school, but basically what I do, and you can come closer if you want to, Caitlin. So you have your hand that is essentially your monitoring hand. So I'm putting it on either side of where her transverse processes are. I'm not really doing anything with this hand, but I'm going up segment by segment up her lumbar. I'm using these two parts, using these two fingers here, and what I am doing is I'm feeling on either side of her spine, and I'm looking to balance that out. And so what I'm essentially doing is my fingers just kind of move on their own. I'm following her breath, and I'm kind of just letting my fingers move, and they move on their own with her breath. And so my index finger is kind of moving this way. It's kind of moving around in a counterclockwise fashion. And when you hit that balance point, you kind of just hold it. And when you do that, the tissue will start to soften. And I thought it was hokey when I first saw it from my preceptor. I'm like, what is she doing? But she taught me how to do it, and it works pretty well. Just a lot of times patients are like, I don't feel like you're doing anything, but it makes a big difference. So then you're gonna go to the next segment up. And so we're gonna feel,
I can't breathe.
So again, we're moving in a counterclockwise fashion. Working on balance in both sides. Another breath. Good. So that's kind of our holding point. We kind of hold both sides. So we're balancing the tension on both sides. We can kind of do that going up this too. When I get to her mid back, what I would do is take my monitoring hand and bring it up. Okay. Again, we're moving in that counterclockwise fashion. And then when you do that, you can kind of just check the back and see if that feels softer to you. And it does, so it works. I'm gonna have you actually flip over onto your back. So the way that you're taught in school how to do BLT, because I know she has issues down in her lower lumbar sacral region, is what you do is you create a compressive force and you kind of pull towards you and you find their position of ease. And so what I do, like I know her problem is at L5, and so I do my diagnosis to figure out if she is rotated or side bent. And I had figured it out before, so she is, her diagnosis at her L5 would be side bent right, rotated right. And so what I'm gonna do, pick up, bend your knees for me and pick up your butt. Come around this way. So I'm gonna take the palm of my hand and I'm putting it down at her sacrum, and this is gonna create a pulling force for me, so go ahead and drop your butt down. And then I'm gonna go to her right side, and so I'm gonna put her in her position of ease. Sorry, Eliana. So I'm at L5, and I'm putting her in position of ease, and I'm creating a compressive upward force while I'm holding with my opposite hand until I start to feel that soften, and I create a balance point. And that's essentially what BLT is. Really, you can do it at any part of the body. So I can feel that start to loosen and it's starting to balance out. So go ahead and stand up and see how that feels. Because you feel like catch when you stood up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how's that feel now?
Better.
Okay.
It's not like that sharp pain.
Bend forward and see how it feels when you bend forward.
Oh, so much better.
Good. Go ahead and stop that. So, all right, so it's really hard to see BLT when you're doing it on someone's back. So she doesn't actually, at least I don't think she has an issue. I'm gonna show kind of how you can do it in the leg. So say she had a problem and she was feeling pain down in here. You're going to stabilize at the femur, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take her tibia and you're gonna rotate, and you're gonna rotate this way. So you're basically kind of creating a rotation to see where it kind of feels stuck. So she kind of feels stuck going this way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her into her position of ease, which is rotating this way. I'm holding here and I'm creating a compressive force. So I'm gonna rotate and do a compressive force this way. So I'm compressing with both hands at her balance point in her position of ease. And we literally just kind of hold it until we feel it start to balance. And it's all about how patience goes with your fingers. Loosen that up a little bit and see, does she rotate a little bit better?